Congressman Ron Paul is no stranger to presidential campaigns.
The driving force has always been personal liberty.
But his signature is all over this one.
These views are now becoming mainstream.
The grandfather from Lake Jackson is running for president for the third time. But Paul surprised many when he finished a close second in the Republican Iowa straw poll earlier this month. A recent Gallup poll puts him just 2 percentage points behind President Obama. And he raised almost $2 million this past weekend on his 76th birthday.
I didn't think we'd be this far along in converting the country to the views I've expressed.
Those controversial views may be why the media has mostly ignored it.
You can hold the Ron Paul stuff.
A point amplified by comedian Jon Stewart.
How did libertarian Ron Paul become the 13th floor in a hotel?
After all, Paul does not fit the Republican mold. He wants to pull American troops out of all military conflicts. If elected, he says he'd abolish the Federal Reserve and even wipe out the federal income tax.
You can't get rid of the income tax unless you get rid of all the spending. But people think it's bizarre, but did we have one before 1913?
Paul strongly opposed raising the nation's debt ceiling. That does put him more in line with his newest presidential rival, Texas Governor Rick Perry. But despite their long political careers in the same party. Have you ever actually met Rick Perry?
I have not.
You have not?
I have not met him. To my memory. I mean, it's always possible you could have shaken hands, but I do not recall having ever met him or had a conversation.
Yet Paul and Perry embraced the Tea Party early on. Each candidate hopes to ride that anti-Washington anger straight to the White House.
Time will tell.
Paul says he won't seek another term in Congress to focus on his presidential bid. So what happens if he doesn't win?
I used to run a lot of track, and the one thing I didn't think about is the end of the race and whether I come in first, second, or third, and where do I go or what I do. I run real hard to win, and sometimes I win, sometimes I don't, but at the end of the race I'll make a decision.
Gabe Gutierrez, KHOU 11 News.